welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chelsea. For those who are just now seeing my face. Okay, so I actually recorded this video previously last month, but in the process of me editing it, I realized that I left out a lot of things and I necessarily didn't like the audio, so I decided to redo it in this fashion. I'm also going to be inserting clips from that video, so just so you know, give you a little visual of what's going on, but I'm gonna hop straight into it. Y'all see from the title while we're here, I am going to be talking about my lock journey. So long story short, I just wanted to switch up my style. Those of y'all that have watched my channel for a little while or you follow me on social media know that I was the box braid queen. I was getting it done like every 2 to 3 months typically, and I just kind of ran out of ideas. I did all types of styles and colors and everything else, and I just kind of ran out of ideas. So I was like, what can I do to usher in my 30s, because I do turn 30 this year, and I'm like, what can I do to kind of switch things up and do things a little bit different? So I decided to go with dreads. What I chose to do was to go on YouTube, like a lot of y'all are doing, and look up different ways to start my lock journey without having to cut all my hair off. And I stumbled upon doing comb coils, which is essentially just, you know, a protective style, but if you just leave it, it will start to lock up. Now I have 4C hair that can pretty much take any type of a style that you throw at it, right? So that was the one thing that was working in my favor. However, the way I started this journey was a big no-no, and I'm gonna discuss how I messed that up. This was around the time that I was about to move from Atlanta to here in New Mexico, and I was kind of rushing, and I was like, okay, I just want to get this done and get it over with. So I actually went back home to Jackson, Mississippi for a little bit just to visit my family for the 4th of July, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just find somebody to do it out there. Now here's where I messed up at, and here's what I don't advise you to do if you are thinking about doing comb coil to start your locks. I went to a African braid shop, so I just did a walk-in because they told me I could just come in, and I was like, hey, I want to start my dreadlocks, and they was like, okay baby, we got you. So I'm thinking, okay, they got me, I'm good, right? So I sat there for like an hour and a half, like waiting for them to kind of semi-finish up somebody enough so that way I can get my hair done. Now I'm gonna reiterate that I kept stressing that I need comb coils to start dreads, not as a protective style, not as just a cute little thing. I was like, I want to start dreads. I kept expressing that. And the lady that did come in that was going to do my dreads, she came in late. She was kind of rushing already. And I told her the same thing. And she's like, go ahead, sit down. I got you. So this is also where I should have left, but I did not because I didn't know any better at the time. When I sat down in the chair, she didn't necessarily ask me like what size do I want my dreads, like how did I want them parted or anything of that sort. She just kind of started, right? She just immediately like put her stuff down, got the comb, got the gel, sit down, boom, right? Okay, now that I know, future me knows that I should have stressed what style of dreads that you want. So if anything, that's step one, advice number one, is that if you are thinking about doing this style, please go to either a loctician, or if you do go to somebody that knows how to do comb coils, at least ask them if they know how to start dreads properly, because I did not. Like I said, I did a little bit of research, but not as much as I should have. And when I sat down, she just started, like I said, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not 100% sure if she actually parted my hair because of what happens later in life, and I'm gonna get to that. But she just starts it. Now mind you, at the time I was a little bit stressed out because I was in kind of a little crazy relationship situation and my hair was kind of thinning. Like, I'm one of those people that, like, when I stress out, like, I may not tell people that I'm stressed, but my hair is the main indicator that something is wrong with Chelsea. So it was already kind of thinning, already kind of like in a weird position. And this lady, I shit you not, just started ripping my hair. I mean, literally ripping. I'm looking at my hair like fall to the floor like fucking snowflakes. And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, is it supposed to happen? Because I had never gotten comb coils like ever, so I wasn't sure if like that was the process or like what exactly was going on. So I was kind of freaking out, but I was like, maybe it was already shedding, I don't know. But she's like ripping my hair, like, and then those of y'all who are beauticians in the comments, please let me know if this was accurate. But I had already came with my hair washed and semi blow dry, and she not only blow dried my hair with the blow dryer that had the comb at the end. She also, after she did that, she then got the tiniest of comb, y'all. Like, I mean, the one that like you're supposed to part your hair with only. She got that tiny comb and was like also detangling my hair with it, which is what I believe like also thinned out my hair. So she's doing that, and she's not really parting it for real. She's just kind of like sectioning it off as she's comb coiling it. And at this point, I'm in so much pain because she's sectioning it off. She's using the gel. She's comb coiling it super tight. And like I said, there was no discussion about how Chelsea wanted her dreads, what length, what size, nothing. None of that occurred. And that's a red flag right there for anybody that does do this. Make sure that you discuss that with the person that's doing your hair, because I did not, and I'm paying for it now, but it's fine. But yeah, she did all that, and yeah, so it kind of went on and it happened, and it wasn't necessarily like what I envisioned in my head. So I'm gonna put a picture of like what the dreads look. I'll put it over here of what my dreads look like after the fact. And side note, I'm so happy I don't have to go to African shops anymore, because if you want to like really feel bad about yourself, I'm telling you, sometimes African braid shops, the ladies there, sometimes they're super nice, and sometimes they are just downright like, I don't want to say mean, but low-key mean. Because after this lady like ripped the fuck out of my hair, she had the audacity to look at me and go, "Oh, look at all your hair on the floor. Like, it's so much hair fall out on the floor, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, yeah, bitch, because you did that. You did that. You ripped it all out. But anywho, so I was already like, okay, my hair's on the floor, like, but I'm just going to be like, whatever. This is just part of the process. Side note, she completely ignored the back of my hair. Now, granted, I know that it was a little shorter than the rest of my hair, because like I said, I told you I'm one of those people that like when I stress out, my hair tends to fall out typically in the back first. It was thinner and shorter than the rest of my hair, but it wasn't necessarily like completely gone to the where like she could not comb coil it, and she just completely just refused to do it because she said it was too short, it was gonna unravel. She just refused to do it. So the back of my hair just completely did not get comb coiled like at all, which I'm also paying for that now as well. So this was in July of last year. And we fast forward to where, like, you know, this is a couple months down the road, and I'm gonna say September. So this was around like September, after I had moved here to New Mexico, and I started to get a little bit of new growth into my hair, and I was like, okay, I think I need to kind of semi-retwist it just so I can kind of, you know, keep up with it. Now, my ex at the time, she knew how to retwist dreads, so she was like, don't worry, I got you, we'll just do so. So I'm sitting down, like, I'm having her, you know, start on my hair, and this is another thing that I'm going to stress out of where, like I said, it's important to go to someone who knows what the hell they're doing with dreads, because this is where my issues began in September. This was July when I got it. This is September. What is that? About 3 months after I got it done. So September rolls around. My ex is retwisting my dreads. And in the midst of her doing that, she's like making these noises. She's like, she's kind of doing that. So I'm just like, what's going on? Like, is something wrong? And she's like, yeah, like whoever did this just did not care. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, there's no parts. She was like, your hair has no parts, like at all. Like, she's like, I'm gonna have to make some parts for your hair right now, otherwise your hair is gonna turn into freeform dreads. And I was like, huh? Because in my head, like I said, like she did so much ripping and twisting that I'm thinking like, of course there's parts. But she was like, no, there is no parts. And she showed me a mirror, and lo and behold, there was no parts, which that is a very, very important step when you are getting dreads in general. Is like when you start them, that's why the discussion of how long and what size is important, because that's how your hair is parted so that it can grow into that. So the fact that this is 3 months after my first comb coil session, and there's no parts, there's no defined parts. So now I'm having to help her. Me and her both are kind of tag teaming, trying to separate and create parts at this point as she's retwisting my hair. So that turned into an issue. So this may not happen to you if you are doing comb coils. I'm just giving you just my cautionary tale of like what to look out for. But if you do not go to someone that knows what they're doing, this will happen. Your hair will start to grow, grow. It'll start to kind of form into its lock, and you won't have any defined parts. So if you go to someone that does dreads to retwist your hair, you run the potential of having to pay a lot more than you did the first time getting the comb coils, because now they have to fix it. Like, they're gonna have to repart your hair and get it going. So that's why I'm gonna keep stressing, please go to somebody that knows how to start dreads, or at least a loctician or somebody that knows what they're doing, so you don't have to have the same issues that I'm having. We took the time, we separated them the best that we could, retwisted it, and we're like, okay, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Now, my hair, like I said, because I have 4C hair, it was pretty simple and easy for it to start to lock up. I think I started to get budding. I think that's what the proper term is. I started to get budding around month 3-ish, but it was like just toward the ends a little bit. So I would have that weird thing where it would be budding, but then it would be kind of still curled, like coiled at the end. So because it was starting it. So I was told that from YouTube that's part of the process, part of the locking process, especially if you are doing comb coils. So I was like, okay, cool, like, it started to do its thing, that's perfectly fine. Here's where my issue number 2 is coming into play right now. I'm filming this now in March. It's 7 months that I've been doing this. It's still budding. However, because there was no defined parts, because I was having to make the parts, and also because she did so many comb coils in my head that I would have some that, what's the word I'm looking for? I would have some dreads that now are like at the right thickness of a dread, and some of them are just kind of randos that are super thin that don't go anywhere, if that makes sense, because that's part of it was starting to grow, like my hair was growing, but because there was no defined parts, it's just starting to become like a weird version of like a sister and a freeform married together. That's what my hair is starting to do like right now. It's really, really weird. So I'm having to basically catch it as that's happening. So now I'll have like just little random pieces. I think I have a clip of that somewhere. If not, then just try to visualize them in here. I have random pieces now that are not necessarily dreads, but they're not comb coils either, but they're kind of like kind of matted together. I don't know. But now I'm having to try to get those pieces, those rando pieces that are in my hair, and connect them to the nearest dread. And I'm probably doing this absolutely wrong with the way that I am interlocking my dreads. Please, if you are a beautician, loctician, please help me in the comments down below. I cannot stress this. But the way that I've been doing it is that I have been taking my dread, the one that's semi-strong, and then the one that's weak, I've been taking it, and I will typically open up the middle part, like at the top of my hair where the root is. I'll open it up and I'll kind of loop it through, the thinner one, loop it through, and then I'll 2-strand twist it down, and then get the little crochet needle that you use to pick at your locks to kind of get those strays in. I'll take that and then kind of combine them together. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's not how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I've been doing a couple of them, just to keep them from breaking off, because that's also been an issue, is because I did comb coils and the lady was not comprehending that I needed this for dreadlocks. Like I said, I have a bunch of just little tiny pieces of dreads, just little tiny rando strays that are super thin. And I have footage of this where I will have dread, like it's dreading, thinness, and then dreading again. So it's like weirdly budding, but it's also like thinning at the same time, because the comb coils were thin when I got them. Like y'all saw the picture. I'm gonna put it back up here. Y'all saw the picture. This is what my hair looked like when I first got it. You can tell that they're thin. You know what I mean? Like you can tell that they're really thin. So when they started to dread, they were thin. That's why I said right now my hair is in a weird position of Sister Locs meets Freeform right now, because it's just, I don't know, it's just in a weird spot, and I'm just trying to do the best I can to keep my hair like healthy and strong and try to keep it from breaking off, because I have had that happen as well. I now am having issues where when I moisturize my hair or just kind of just check on it just to see if there's any more just rando little thin ones, I'm now having the ends of those little thins that I showed you, they're now falling off, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like I know, like when my mom came here about a week ago and she looked at my hair, she said that it's not necessarily a bad thing, because at least the thin parts are coming on off, and then it'll just be like the thicker part of the dread. But like I said, I don't know if that was even supposed to be a part of the process with comb coils. You see what I'm saying? Like those of y'all that have had comb coils in the past, comb coil locks in the past. Let me know if that happened to you guys, but I don't even know if that was supposed to be a part of the process. Most of the time when people talk about comb coil dreads online, they don't necessarily give you the full scope of from when you get them to what it becomes and the process in between. So I don't know, that could be part of it. But then again, I'm thinking because the lady that did my hair just comb coiled them and didn't really care about the thickness of what I wanted my dreads to be, that's the issue. Because when it started to mat up, my hair, like I said, I have 4C hair, so my hair is like growing, but like I said, those like little thin parts at the very end cannot keep up because the top of it is doing what it's supposed to do, it's dreading, but the bottom of it is still kind of, like I said, in that comb coil sister lock type of situation. So it's just in a weird position. Now I'm having the issue of when I moisturize my hair, do everything, it's starting to come off, the ends are, or I'm just simply cutting them off because I don't want the rest of the good dread to get messed up in that process. So I've just been kind of trimming it off sometimes, and sometimes it just falls off. So that's kind of where I'm at still, and this is 7 months in and I'm still having this issue. I know that there are locticians out there who will say, why did you cut it? You could definitely repair that. Well, the issue that I'm having is that I'm also in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I don't know if any of y'all have been here, but there's not many of us out here. There's a sprinkle, and I don't necessarily, like, I haven't found, to me, now there could be some out here, but just from via Google, I have not found any dread or locticians out here. Now I'm in the position of I'm just having to kind of fix it myself and just kind of go from there. But I will say this, the one thing that has been my saving grace from keeping my hair from getting thin all the way around and falling out, and this goes against every single lock video that you're gonna see on YouTube, but when I moisturize my hair, I use grease. I just use old-fashioned grease. I know that that's gonna, like I said, I know that every other loctician or anybody on YouTube gonna be like, no, it's gonna cake up. It's gonna get a bunch of buildup in your hair, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm telling you, from somebody that has natural 4C hair, grease has been the saving grace of my hair right now, because for one, it keeps it moisturized. Okay, I tried the oils, I tried the other stuff, like, don't get me wrong, I do have some oils, but my hair just soaks up oils so quickly. I mean, literally, I could put oil in my hair and then the next day I touch my scalp and it feels dry again. Like, I don't know why my hair soaks up oils so quickly, but I will go broke if I just only strictly put oils in my hair to moisturize it. Grease just happens to be the good middle ground, because I can put the grease in my hair once, like literally, like let's say it's on a Sunday, and it'll stay moisturized all the way up until literally into the next week. I don't have to do it a bunch, but it does keep it moisturized for a really long time. I don't know if that's gonna help a bunch of other people. I'm not saying that this is like the saving grace of all dreads. Everybody's hair type is different. I just know for my hair type, it actually has worked. I haven't had any issues with any buildup or anything like that. It's not choking my dreads or nothing like that. So like I said, I think everybody's scalp is different and everybody's head responds to different stuff. And for me, grease has worked. In particular, I use the Dax. Like I said, that's old school. I use Dax grease. I have different kinds of it. I have like light grease. I have heavy. I have Indian hemp is a really good one. I found coconut oil when I visited Houston back in November that I've been using. I also use like this old school like Supergrow tar type of grease that my mama used to use on my hair back in the day. I don't use that super often, but you know, it's there. It helps. I really hope this video kind of sheds some light into what it's like when you do comb coil dreads, because like I said, a lot of people on this app like don't necessarily do comb coiled dreads, and if they do, they kind of skip out on like the whole process of what it looks like from beginning to when it starts to be dreads. Like as y'all can see now, my hair is starting to look a lot more like dreadlocks. Like I said, this is like month 7, so it's just now starting to be full like locks. It's still in the process. Like I said, I did have to, I'm putting them in quotations, interlock a few, like my version of an interlock. It's probably not how you're supposed to do that. I don't think so, but my version of an interlock. So there's a few that if you look really close at it, you can tell that I combined it too. But like I said, I'm just gonna give that time for it to kind of grow together and do its thing or whatever. Or if I go to somebody, you know, because I don't plan on staying here in New Mexico. So when I do move again, I can find a loctician that's willing to work with me to kind of fix everything. But that's just kind of where I am now. Then also the back, remember I told you the back of my hair did not get locked. I have been doing that. The way that I have been doing it is that I have been 2-strand twisting the hair back there as it grows. And then now I have a few that are long enough to where I'm starting to twist them myself. But yes, I have been 2-strand twisting my hair back there because that is still gonna need some help. Like, God bless whatever loctician I do find to try to fix that back there, because that lady, I cannot stress, she did not even attempt to comb coil back there. I mean, she flat out said no. But yeah, I don't want this video to run super long. I just want to give you guys an update on my journey so far and how it's been, and to give you guys just some advice if you are planning on comb coiling to lock. I'm planning on moving back to Atlanta. So when I do go back to Atlanta, I know that there's plenty of locticians out there. So I'll just have to find one that wants to work with me. We can get this going. But like I said, for right now, I don't think I'm doing too terrible of a job. I mean, y'all can let me know in the comments. I don't think I did too bad, just kind of maintaining it to keep it from, breaking off or anything like that. So, but yeah, this video's running a little bit too long. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you started your lock journey? Did you do comb coils? If you are a loctician and you're going through these videos, do you have any advice for me on how I can kind of maintain my hair or even fix the back? So as always, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I am going to see you guys later. Okay, bye.